Hello, my name is Darlene, and my field-based project today is Maslow's hierarchy of needs and how it impacts a student's ability to learn. Maslow was an American psychologist who was best known for creating Maslow's hierarchy of needs, a theory of psychological health predicted on fulfilling innate human needs in priority, culminating in self-actualization. Maslow's hierarchy of needs has often been represented in a hierarchical pyramid with five levels. Another way to look at the needs is to break it into D needs, deficiency, and B needs, being. Maslow believed that the deficiency needs, once satisfied, ceased to be a driving force for the individual, and they were then free to move upward to developing themselves. At the bottom, and the most important, the physical needs. Physiological needs are the most basic needs in the pyramid. They include tangible physical needs necessary for living. These needs include oxygen, food, water, and shelter. Physiological needs are normally met on an everyday basis. However, when these key needs are not met, all of the other levels are threatened. Once physiological needs are met, an individual next focuses on safety and security needs. These needs involve job security, insurance, living in a safe area, and if applicable, disability accommodations. Safety and security needs aim to reduce unfairness, inconsistency, and the threat of emotional or physical harm. When these needs are unfulfilled, an individual is unable to focus on higher levels in the hierarchy. When the needs for safety and physiological well-being are satisfied, the next class of needs for love, affection, and belongingness can emerge. Maslow states that people seek to overcome feelings of loneliness and alienation. This involves both giving and receiving love, affection, and the sense of belonging. Upon the first three needs being met, a fourth domain of actualization surfaces: esteem and recognition from oneself and from those around them. When esteem needs are met, one feels confident in themselves as a person and that they have a place in the world. If they stop feeling this way, they will become unstable on their path to self-actualization, and they will feel helpless and worthless. At the very top of the pyramid is the highest level is self-actualization, or the self-fulfillment. Behavior in this case is not driven or motivated by deficiencies, but rather one's desire for personal growth and the need to become all the things that a person is capable of becoming. What does this mean for teachers, and how does it impact a student's ability to learn? Maslow's hierarchy of needs has had a dramatic influence on the field of education. Traditional beliefs regarding educational mythology have shifted to a more humanistic approach, with a focus on meeting the student's basic needs in order to assist them to progress. The most important goal in education is to learn, followed by developing an understanding of the material to retain it and apply it in life. In order to do this, the students need to be motivated enough to work hard to achieve this goal. Without motivation to learn, it is unlikely that an education will succeed to the extent that it is intended. In order to maximize this motivational desire, the educators need to attend to the needs of the student. By understanding Maslow's hierarchy of needs, teachers can work toward realization the basic needs that develop the foundation for higher learning or actualization. For example, if a student doesn't have the food or sleep necessary, he may or she may lack focus for desire to learn. Issues of safety also can have a huge impact on a student's ability to achieve in a classroom. A constant fear of a lack of safety or shelter can cause a student's mind to veer in a million different directions. Students living in an unsafe area with a violent or abusive parent can suffer lifelong trauma that can affect them after they get out of school. A lack of safety can also inhibit social requirements. Students with a poor or dangerous upbringing can lack the skills for necessary social interaction with other school-aged children. What can we do as teachers to aid students in moving up Maslow's hierarchy? First of all, I think it's important for a teacher to understand that each child is unique and brings his or her own background to the classroom. A student's readiness to learn is not solely dependent upon existing knowledge and skills. We must develop a relationship with each child in order to determine their current readiness level, and then we must develop strategies that will address their current needs. Most schools have a free and reduced breakfast and lunch program. But if that isn't the case, it's important for a teacher to have available crackers or toast or fruit in the classroom to satisfy a child's hunger. Secondly, I think it's important for a teacher to create a safe classroom environment, to develop rules and procedures which provide a structured environment rich in routine and shared expectation. It's also imperative that a teacher develop and enforce rules prohibiting sarcasm and degrading and berating remarks from students directed at other students. To create socialization for children, it's important for a teacher to provide opportunities to collaborate and to work with other students. Collaborative learning provides students moments to share ideas, to be creative, to have opinions, and to be challenged in problem-solving activities. When correcting a child's behavior, it's important to use positive reinforcement instead of negative reinforcement, providing students copious amounts of praise and reinforcement for student risk-taking. Teachers need to take time out to know how well each student is doing in his or her work. This could take the form of a short note, a sticker, or a verbal comment. The key is to focus on their positive attributes and aid in a student's ability to increase his or her self-esteem. Teachers sometimes think children know this, but it's important for teachers to let students know that they care about them and that they know that they want them to succeed. And lastly, it's important to allow students to participate in class decision-making, giving them opportunities to schedule a task, create methods of teaching, and also schedule blocks of instruction. When talking to my field-based educator, I asked Liz Kale how she thought Maslow's hierarchy of needs impacted student learning, and she had this to say. First, she says, I believe that meeting students' needs is very important for success. If a student's physical needs are not being met, it could adversely affect their performance in the classroom. For example, if a student has not had breakfast before coming to school, it would affect their ability to concentrate on their schoolwork and their ability to pay attention to the teacher. Secondly, she says, meeting the emotional needs of a student is very important. Students should not feel threatened while in the classroom. It should be a safe learning environment where they are free to express their thoughts and are encouraged to ask questions if they need further understanding. If students do not feel emotionally safe in a classroom, it will hinder them from asking questions and gaining further clarification on what they're learning in the classroom. And finally, she said, the need for self-actualization. Being able to realize what your potential is crucial to a student's success. If you do not have confidence in what you can do, or you do not believe you can succeed, your chances of success diminish greatly. Teachers should work to build a student's confidence and help them understand what they can accomplish so that they can understand that they can be successful. And my goals. First of all, I would want to make every student in my classroom feel comfortable and safe in my classroom and know that they are valued. Secondly, I think it's important for teachers to have patience with students who may struggle with concepts that we are covering. It is my responsibility as a facilitator and model to cue and prompt him or her to explore their options and discover the correct answers on their own, and then praise and recognize those efforts and achievement. And last, I would like to make sure that my classroom is an environment that encourages students to interact and socialize with each other, giving students the opportunity to share ideas and express their opinions. In conclusion, I would like to say in my presentation, while many school-age students will not reach the level of self-actualization, nurturing all of the students as they make their way along the Maslow hierarchy can enable them to reach their own varying levels of success. Maslow indicated that each person has his or her own desires required to reach that next level, and it is up to us as the educator to help each child find that.